talk about slow motion. If you want to slow down your videos, you're going to need a high frame rate. So if you're going to be recording, you should be recording at 60 frames per second or higher. Here's a quick guide by how many percent you can slow down your videos when you're editing on a 24 frames per second timeline. If your video was shot at 30 frames per second, you can only slow it down by 80%. If your video was shot at 60 frames per second, you can slow it down up till 40%. If your video was shot at 120 frames per second, then you can slow it down to 20%. And if your video was shot at 240 frames per second, then you can slow it down to 10%. Now, I know we don't necessarily edit in 24 frames per second all the time. So here is a simple formula to calculate by how many percentage you can slow down your videos. If you're editing in 24 frames per second and you shot your video at 120 frames per second, then the formula goes like this. 24 frames per second divided by 120 frames per second times 100 equals 20%.